Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? This is Certified Life and Relationship Coach, Coach Court. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys that are anxious, preoccupied, and give you some advice on what I feel is the best advice I can give anyone that's struggling with anxiety in relationships. Now, I release these videos, I chop them up, I put them out on YouTube, on Instagram, I put them out on um, TikTok, and people are constantly asking me, "Hey, are you reading from something?" Like, no, I'm doing live sessions, and if you guys were to subscribe to the channel, you'll know exactly what the vibe is like over there on the channel. But no, I usually don't read from things, but today I have some things that I do want to share where I felt like I needed to write it down because I want it to be like they say in Don Miguel Ruiz says, you want to be impeccable with your word in the four agreements. Um, but before I get into all of that, if you guys are interested in the membership program here on YouTube, you can join that and get 20 minutes of coaching with me every single month. It is substantially reduced when it comes to my coaching rates. Or you can join my Patreon and you can, message me there. You'll get priority responses over there. And also, you do get the same one-on-one coaching every month. So, welcome you guys from YouTube. Welcome everyone from Facebook. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are enjoying this weather. I know it's a little grimy here in Wisconsin, but I don't know where you guys are from. So maybe you guys can put that in the chat real quick before I get into that. I have 5 things that I want to talk to you guys about where I feel like it's really helped me improve myself or grow and kept me conscientious of where I'm at on my journey and also how far I have to go because this thing is never going to end. I'm going to constantly be someone who can get unhealthy in relationships if I don't secure myself up. D Town, I see you. Detroit, what's up, Z from Detroit? Like the feed. I hope you guys have your coffee with you. I know over in the D it's probably it's noon there. You're probably not even drinking coffee. So um thanks for being here, brother. Go ahead and check out where everyone's coming from. All right. So I know I have some people here from um YouTube. I don't have anyone from Facebook yet, but that's okay. Got coffee 100%. All right, Kim. All right, so your coffee of choice. What's everyone's coffee of choice? Mine, I have to go with Irish cream. Anything that's like a breakfast blend, something light. I can't do anything a little too heavy. I should probably start getting some type of coffee sponsorships to roll with. You know what? I know some people in town that may be a good idea. Look, you guys are helping me brainstorm right now. Cold brew, yeah, nitro cold brew. I do that if I ever do cold brew. I got to go with that Z for sure. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Simone, good morning. Boston, all right. You from Boston? Got coffee, 100%. Florida, celebrating my sister's birthday at the winery later. Hey, be safe out there, right? Because that new strain of the not gonna say it so I don't get strikes. It's supposed to be legit and really tough to deal with. Yeah, you just gotta make that ugly face with that. This is ridiculous. I'm so over it. Oh, South Africa. I don't know what's going on TikTok, but I'm guessing I'm trending on over in Africa, South Africa, for whatever reason. A lot of my followers are coming from there, which is I think it's cool. Hazelnut coffee is the best. You know what? I can't argue with that one, Kim. That it is pretty good. Tucson, still wearing shorts and t-shirts. Thanks for all your great content. Chris, you got it, young sir. You got it. That's what I'm here for. This is what I love to do. This is my purpose. I'm living in purpose. I even burned some sage for you guys back there. It went out. Sorry. Just so I can get myself in the fun sway of the day. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. All right. I know it's Saturday and you got things to do. Honestly, I think me and my kids, we're gonna probably go to the zoo later on the day down in Milwaukee because it's free for the day. But anyway, we're not gonna go there. All right, I'm gonna get to it. All right, so the first thing that I feel a person needs to do if you're anxious, is to realize that you can heal your style. All right. You're not defeated. You shouldn't be defeated. You shouldn't feel like you'll be this way forever, or like you're broken and like you're not meant to be in healthy relationships. You can heal your style. And I talk a lot about that on my channel. You can go to all the other videos that I bring this up. Um, well, I have anxious attachment healing. I have a couple tools that I use. Um, Also, my book that I released 2 years ago, I gave a few things in there. I talked about the experience. I talked about the experience also in that video that I did, Anxious Attachment Healing. I'm sure that link is in the description below, and how I improved myself. And I guess the reason that I wanted to talk about this was there's a guy that commented on my channel, and he said that he was really struggling. He watched that video, Anxious Attachment, how to heal it, and he said that the tools that I use look like they may work, and it's worked for other people, but it's not working for him. And I went on to say maybe you might need something stronger, need some therapy, because the things, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're getting the same results. That's the definition of insanity. You can't heal yourself if it's just like you go to the gym and you keep lifting the same weight over and over and over again. Eventually it's not going to work. It's going to stop being potent. You're not going to grow. You're not going to be breaking down those muscles that you need to break down in order to build them up stronger. So if you're doing the same thing and it's not working, maybe you need to move on and do something a little bit potent, more potent, like therapy. Go and uproot that trauma that you had, and plant in some fruitful seeds, maybe. Thanks, Simone. Yeah, people like the video for me. I appreciate it. So we have 2 likes so far. Let's get them up, and then I'll move on to the second one. If I get more than 2 likes. Thank you. Thanks for sharing where you guys are from too. I appreciate that. It's always cool to see where everybody's tuning in from. Especially when people are reaching out to me and they say, "Hey man, I've been watching you for a year." Like, whoa. And I'm just now reaching out to you. Like, well, sometimes it takes you to build up that safety and security. My therapy, moving on, big date later today with a smart girl with a PhD in biochemistry. Sheesh. Ottawa, Ontario. Good for you, Z. Keep doing your thing. Keep understanding that you can find better. You can find someone that's going to align with you and your mission and your purpose. And I'll get to that later, right? That's a bonus one. If you're anxious, make sure that you're in your purpose. Make sure that you are doing the things that you love to do. If your job is draining you and straining you and you're not having fun and you're dread waking up every single day, then you need to find some type of hobby or some type of friend circle that's going to give you that's going to revitalize you, that's going to make you feel as if you're having fun. One of the worst things that we can do as adults is to stop playing and to stop having fun and to stop expressing that little kid in you, because if you don't express that little kid in you in a healthy and positive way, then it's going to come out in unhealthy ways, aka insecure attachment, aka when the person that does give you that fun and that sense of happiness, once they pull away, that's when that little kid's going to come out, and it's not going to be in a healthy way. So make sure that you keep playing and having fun. Second one, thank you for the likes, everybody. Let me check it out here. Is you don't need love. All right. You don't need love. You want love. It makes, having love in your life, it's beneficial as far as helping you have that need for connection met and that need for significance in someone's life. It does help. It's a bonus, but it's not a necessity. Marriages, I don't know. I think they start to fall apart when people feel like they need that other person. It's a codependency, and realize that codependency will lead to an addiction of that person if that person pulls away. Anything, you know, coffee. If you wake up every morning and you can't function without that coffee or without whatever it is you do in the morning, some people do other things. it's going to lead to an addiction. It's going to lead to a codependency on that specific thing. So that's the second one. You don't need love. You want love. You require love. It's great if a person can reciprocate it, but I feel like you go to the relationship to give. You don't go to a relationship to get. You go to just pour in that other person. But if that other person isn't showing up in the way that you require, if you're not getting your love language is met by that person, then you have to realize that this may not even be possible. A healthy love with this person may not even be something that's even going to be able to work. So that's number two. Hope you guys got your coffee. Like I said, hazelnut is what Kim's drinking. Breakfast blend with a little bit of Irish creamer in there for me. Woo, woo. All right, third one. All right, and I hope you guys are still here. Hope you guys are liking the feed. And I see 10 people in here, but I only see 4 likes. All right, come on. Let YouTube know that I'm here to give people coaching if they need it. Number 3 is to stop being so hard on yourself. Anxious people, when they're in relationships and when they're out of relationships, they're going through a breakup, they tend to be very hard on themselves, or we do. All right, we tend to be very hard on ourselves because we we just want things to be cordial and we want things to go back to that loving state. But what you do is you sweep a lot of things under the rug and you take on more responsibilities and more guilt and shame than you actually should. It's not a healthy thing to do. So if you're taking on all these things and feeling like I'm the bad person, or maybe they cheated on me because I did XYZ, or maybe if I would have just done this or met this need or that need, or didn't open my mouth, then this relationship will still be the same. And you have to realize it takes two to tangle. It's two people in a relationship. You can't take all of the responsibility and accountability in that breakup or in the relationship, right? They're going to have to show up too. So stop being so hard on yourself. And I know this is very easy to say, but it's not so easy to live out and to practice on a day-to-day basis, which is why it takes day-to-day practice. You have to keep taking uh, inventory on where your relationship is at, how you're showing up, and how the other person's showing up. It's exhausting. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, relationships are exhausting, especially when you want to keep it healthy. Unless you guys both have an understanding on what the boundaries are, um, how each other is going to be showing up on a consistent basis. I had someone tell me a long time ago, maybe like 5 years ago. I was still married at the time. He said, you need to take a piece of paper and write down how you write your business goals or you write your business mission statement. Write a mission statement for your relationship. And I know this might be too extreme, but anxious people will do anything to try to make things work. You know, Write out a business statement or a business proposal or a mission statement for what your relationship is going to be. Like, where are we going to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now? What is the purpose of this relationship? How do we see this relationship benefiting not only ourselves, but our kids? So, writing some type of mission statement and revitalizing it when you need to. Because when you get older, you go through certain experiences and um, the relationship may be going in other directions, you know, revisit that mission statement and say, all right, well, this isn't what we want in life anymore. Now it's this. Now it's shifted over here. So that's number 3. Number 4 is to challenge yourself, um, not your mate. All right, challenge yourself and not your mate. When you're having those times where you want to protest and you want to let your anxiety get the best of you, that's when you start to challenge yourself and not challenge that person that you're with. Especially, if that person is an avoidant, you don't want to challenge them. You want to challenge yourself and see how strong you can be. How strong can you not text that person or stay in no contact or you know, do the next thing that you need to do in the gym or in your business or at work, wherever. Start to challenge yourself. Shift that energy, which we have a lot of it, because we're very honestly, people who are anxious people. Um, we're really diligent, and we'll wake up and we'll text you every morning, and we'll text you every night. We're very diligent, but we do it to the point where if it's not being reciprocated, we start to form resentment for that other person. Now, this book I have called "No More Mr. Nice Guy." This is a great book for men and even women. If you guys or if you want to know what the experience is like, go ahead and check out the book by No More Mr. Nice Guy by, I want to say it's Robert Glover. Um, yeah, Robert Glover, No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's a great book. And in the book, he talks about a lot of married men. He did some studies on married men and how they show up in relationships if the relationship isn't, if they're not getting their needs met, then after a while, there's certain little things that they'll start to do. The guys that are constantly checking off the honey-do list and they're not getting any type of return on their investment. Wife still isn't giving them any type of loving that they want. Um, that's some of the things you'll see in that book. He talks about it, how to change that, how to, and not saying that you turn into what, but you also start to set stronger boundaries for yourself and be able to advocate for yourself better. Because if you don't, you know, like my mom used to say, closed mouths don't get fed. So being able to show up healthier and better for yourself is huge when it comes to being in healthy relationships. I know that's way off of the challenge yourself and not your mate. Well, I guess that's kind of along the same line. Challenge yourself, meaning bury yourself into personal development. Um, Finding your purpose in life. And this, I know that sounds so cliche, but it really is. It was a game changer for me. Game changer. Finding your purpose. What's up, Glenn? All right, I appreciate everybody liking this for me, pushing me out to more people. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe please so you can get notified whenever I go live. And you can follow me on other social media, Instagram, Facebook. Um, what else I got? TikTok. I am Coach Court. Facebook. Yeah, I'm all over. So good to see you guys here. Number 5, and the final one is never stop dating yourself. Never stop dating yourself. This was something that I implemented not too long ago, where I would just take myself to the movies, go out for sushi, or try to find some type of new spot to eat at in town. And what it does is it lets you know that you can have time, you can have a good time by yourself and you can enjoy yourself. Because what used to happen with me was I wouldn't do anything that didn't require having someone with me because it just didn't feel the same. You know, if you go for a hike, you take that picture, you want to send that to someone. You want to share that moment with someone. Or if you know, go out to eat, you want to make sure the other person is enjoying the meal as much as you are. But you don't need to do that. You know, it's okay to be by yourself and to enjoy those moments alone. I can't remember what artist it was, but they had an artist that would travel to space places and he wouldn't take a camera. He would just take a picture in his mind. And when he got back to wherever he was at, he would draw the image that he saw in his mind. I don't know if you guys know who that person was, but he was a firm believer that just if you just wants to live, you want to live in the moment. There's also other guy that I listened to on podcast form here on YouTube actually, and he said that once a year, guy, he's like a Zen guy. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want any copyright strikes or anything like that. But um, he said what he does once a year, and not everyone can do it. Because especially if you have kids, and you have family, you want to share, you want to remember those memories. He goes and takes his cell phone. And he just does a complete wipe of everything that he's done over the past year. He said it keeps him living for the moment and wanting to make those future memories and not reliving the past. Now, it sounds a bit extreme for people who have those memories of 256 gigabytes of pictures that you've had over the past decade and a half. But I can't see myself doing it. I won't do that. But because I like my kids, with my kids, I have to. It's kind of good to go down memory lane and like some of some of their milestones when they're growing up and stuff. But as far as personal, my personal reasons, that's why. But for other people, for him, that's one way to keep him living in the present moment. So that last one is never stop dating yourself. I'll recap for you guys coming in here. Make sure that you liking the feed. Happy Saturday. And it's so good to see y'all. I'll go ahead and run them down for you. 5 things. All right. One, you can heal your style. Come to that realization that you can heal your style. You're not broken forever. There are people who become secure all the time that can be in a healthy relationship, that can not be codependent and rely on that person. It's going to take a lot of work, but it can happen and it's possible. The second thing is you don't need love. You don't need love. You want love. You prefer it. It's nice to have that person that joins your journey. The way that I look at it is love is like, a highway. You're going along your journey by yourself. And then sooner or later, somebody's going to enter the on ramp and they're going to ride along with you and they're going to see all the sights alongside you. And that's the way it should be. But the instant that the person is, deciding to go their own direction and taking that off ramp, you have to let them go. You have to allow them. It just has to happen. Because if you try to swerve over and, exit with them, you're going to cause a wreck in your life. So it's best to just stay on that same path. Some people call that no contact. Maybe that person might enter the ramp in the future. If they don't enter that on ramp and you're still seeing the sights along by yourself and you're still, burying yourself in personal development and loving life, that next person to come into the on ramp is probably going to align with you a little bit better anyway. They're going to be going to your same destination and not, oh, that looks like a nice spot to get off at. You don't want that. The next one is stop being so hard on yourself. Everyone makes mistakes in relationship. It's not just one person doing wrong, because for a person that is anxious, like we kind of have our intuition is kind of sharp. And if our intuition is telling us something, usually it's because something happened to trigger us into it. And our anxiety just fuels that intuition and we go to the extreme in an unhealthy way. But realize that you need to stop beating yourself up because toxic shame, toxic guilt is not a way to live. And it's definitely not going to help you be healthier in future relationships because if you go into relationships with all this shame and guilt about the way that you showed up in the past, you're just going to end up sabotaging and redoing those things all over again because you feel so bad. And or you may be like a very docile pushover in that relationship, and you need to set strong boundaries for yourself. Challenge yourself. The next one, 4, challenge yourself, not your mate. Challenge yourself, meaning whenever you're becoming deregulated and uncentered, challenge yourself to, take yourself on that date, go hang out with your friend, um, get back in the gym one more time, study your business um, criterias or the things that you need to do in work. Um, challenge yourself not to check that cell phone or to check that social media. Don't challenge them. Don't reach out to them and say, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing that? And especially if it's just speculation. If you challenge yourself more to show up better and to stay emotionally stable or centered, then that's ultimately your benefit. You're going to be growing and you're not going to be trying to crutch on another person. So challenge yourself. And I know I said all different things early on in the session, but hey, that just came to me and I like the way it went. And then the last one, and then I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for liking the feed. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt like this was valuable. Put a 1 in the chat for me, or a thumbs up, or whatever it is. And if you feel like my friends say over in over across seas, if you feel like it was absolute rubbish, then put 2. I don't care. It is what it is. I've lost 22 pounds this year, and he noticed. Of course, they always notice. Sorry, Glenn. I'm trying to be on my purpose today, man. I'm trying not to steer around too much. All right. So the last one is never stop dating yourself. All right. Never stop dating yourself. Take yourself on that date. Go to that movie that you always wanted to see. If you're following the Marvel series, go check it out. Watch those movies yourself for the fact that hey, you just really enjoy it. As a content creator, I don't I don't I don't like absorb a whole lot of other. I'm lying. I'm lying. I just straight up lie to myself. I do, especially if it's personal development stuff. But as far as like entertainment style, where it's just purely entertainment, like sports or movies and stuff, as I started creating, I just haven't done too much of that. And I tried to really stay on purpose. I want to be as valuable and as knowledgeable as I can. So, but never stop dating yourself. Go out for that steak or that sushi meal, or if you're a vegetarian, go to that new vegetarian spot in town by yourself, and just purely do it with intentionally to be by yourself, alone, um, and find the beauty in being alone and not having to have someone else alongside you. Because there are people that can't be single. A lot of the stuff I talk about about rebound relationships, a lot of that comes along with codependency and not being able to, be alone. It's an unhealthy state. It's someone who lived that state for a really long time in his life. I do like this type of like better. I like being able to just enjoy my own presence. But usually I'm doing something that's like developing myself anyway. Like listening to a podcast or reading that book or something, or listening to that book. You guys know, if you guys been following me long enough, I do not like reading. I like to listen to the books better. So that's why I have my Audible membership. Also, I have my Audible. I have my book on Audible. It's free. It's narrated by yours truly 2 years ago, and I need to really work on these next books because that was a fun book to do. It was a time in my life where it was really me coaching myself out of the darkness. But I feel like I can put out something that's much more valuable and more professionally done. If I'm being honest, but that's it. That's the rundown for you guys. I appreciate you being here. Let me read this last comment. I was so because Z from the D. I got you, man. I was so inspired by this hot girl on the beach. She indirectly showed me what she want in the photos of the magazine she was looking at. Now I'm working out like a madman on my chest shoulders. But Z, here's the problem with that. Hmm. I know you need to stay on your purpose, and I know that a lot of coaches coach that when you fall out of your purpose and or you get out of shape or you lose your job, that's when you'll lose your woman. But you also want someone who's gonna accept you for who you are. Because otherwise you're gonna always be sleeping with one eye open. They're gonna be looking over your shoulder about this person, someone else coming and passing you up. That's when you'll get that anxiety about that new guy that she added on Instagram or she added on Facebook. So you just want to be confident in who you are. Don't neglect yourself, but be confident in who you are. So if you found this video of any value, please like it, comment, and share for sure. Put a one in the chat again if you feel like this was valuable to you. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Um, why I keep forgetting the last one? Maybe because I have too many. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am Coach Court. Thank you guys. Namaste. Hope you have a good weekend. Peace.